Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dilmer again and welcome back to my channel. So I'm pretty excited to tell you that I'm going to be walking you through creating an augmented reality game. And I've been thinking about an augmented reality game for a long time. I have a few ideas, and some ideas I don't really think they're going to be that great, but I think this idea is going to be fun. It's going to allow us to interact with an object in augmented reality in ways that I didn't think about before. So what I'm gonna be doing for these videos is I'm gonna be, this video I'm gonna start walking you through what I think the idea should be and some of the mechanics that we're gonna have in the game. And then in the following videos, we're gonna go in and create a Unity project. We're going to be basically setting up the project, the coding, the structure, things that I always talk about in social media that I do, dependency injection, static classes, singletons, and so on. So join me. I think you're gonna enjoy this a lot. It's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie to you. But what I want to get out of these videos is to not only teach you about the process, but actually show you what the process takes. How long does it take? I know that we're gonna be looking at this video, a few months from now, and then go back and say, wow, this was literally a lot of work, but at the same time it was an amazing journey. So join me. I'm gonna start today with the project. What are we gonna be creating? So let me start with that. The idea that I have for this game, it's gonna be basically we're gonna be a demolition company, and we're not gonna make it too complicated, but you're gonna basically have to destroy buildings. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna create a procedural building. We're gonna create a procedural building that has windows. It has different areas where we can place bombs. And not only that, but you can actually throw different objects to a building in order to destroy. But we're gonna be limiting those. I'm gonna be actually limiting how many bombs you get per level, how many items you can actually throw to the building. And I'm thinking, creating a big iron ball that is heavy that you can throw against the building to destroy it. But we can only use 2 or 3, and that'll depend on how we enforce some of the mechanics and how do we limit them. And that's the process that I'm gonna be, taking you through. We're gonna try things, we're gonna prototype them and see how they work and see if they're actually fun. So today I want to begin with the project. What does it take to create this project? And I'm going to be dividing this into 3 columns. And the first one is going to be the backlog. This is where we're going to put everything that we know as of now that we need to create. And then we're going to be adding an in progress. And also we're going to be adding a done column. And this is where we're going to be putting everything that we have completed. So I want to add enough working here for at least 1 week so that we have enough to work with. So I know that I have to come up with an idea, and we'll need to prototype an idea. But before we do that, we'll need to create a project. So we'll create a Unity project. A Unity project. We also want to create a repository to store our code, and you can use, there's many different tools. I like to use Bitbucket for what I do, so we'll use Bitbucket for this project. So we'll need to create a repository. And then once we have a project, once we have the repository, we'll need to actually create a scene. So we're basically going to create and prototype scene. So the next thing that I want to do is create the idea. We have the idea already, and this might not be in order. An idea. Okay, so we have create Unity project, create repository, create and prototype the scene, create an idea. These are not in order. we normally want to, and we'll put them in order, we'll put numbers next to them so we know what we're working on. And then the next thing is we'll have to somehow create a level procedurally. And I know how we're gonna do that. I want to walk you through the real process. And before we actually prototype it in JSON and load it from JSON, we're going to create it manually in Unity so that we can see how the levels are gonna look like before we actually create a procedural structure. So, which goes in pair with the prototype scene, but we're gonna create a building. We also talk about loading levels from procedurally. So we'll need to create somehow the structure that is going to load that from a raw file. So we're going to create a task in here to load a level procedurally. Okay, so I'm just thinking about, the order of things. So we know that we need to start with creating the repository because that's the first thing. So I'm gonna add that as number one. And then right after we do that, we're gonna create the Unity project. So we'll have a repository in the cloud, and then we'll have a Unity project, and we already have the idea. So this was pretty much 0 right here, and this is done. And we'll flush out that idea as we go through this process, but I'm gonna basically just add dotted lines, and I'm gonna say, okay, create an idea, for an AR game, and we have that idea. So we can say that this one is completed. Normally you'll move it to in progress, and then from in progress it goes to done. And then the next thing is, let's see, create a building. Yeah, so the next thing that we want to do is actually create and prototype a scene. So this will be number 3. And then number 4 is create an actual building. And by a building, I mean a 3D building that we can destroy, because we are a demolition company. So that's number 3, and then we can go 4, create a building, and 5, load a building from. There's a lot of assumptions in here that I'm taking right now, but this is what I know as of now. And then number 6, we're gonna have to not only destroy the building in augmented reality, meaning we're gonna use bombs. We might use a big ball, a big iron ball that we can throw against the building. So I want to prototype some of those bombs, so just to see how they're gonna look like. So, and instead of actually being a bomb, it's actually gonna be like a dynamite. So we're gonna create a 3D model for a dynamite. And then with that, there goes a lot of different tasks, because we'll need a script that actually triggers the dynamite and so on. So I think we have enough to work with right now. We're gonna come back to this board pretty frequently, and this board is pretty small, so I will move to Trello. So I just wanted to give you visibility of what I do on a regular basis, but we're gonna continue this conversation in Trello, because once we run out of tasks here, we're gonna need more tasks to work on the project, and I want those to be as visible as we can. I always say this, but you always wanna look at your tasks, you always wanna look at your project, and making sure that you have enough to work with, and also set up a deadline for the project. So that's what we'll do next in the Trello board. So I think that's everything for this video. I want to remind you that what we're going to be creating an augmented reality game. And in this game, you are a demolition company. We're going to be setting up dynamites around buildings that get created in augmented reality. So what's going to happen is we're going to be able to move around a building, and then set the bombs in specific locations. And the goal of the game is to destroy the building in a certain way, meaning that we might have, we need to destroy 30% of the building, or we might need to get different parts of the building to different areas on the ground. So bear with me, this is gonna be pretty fun. This is the process that, initially is slow. We need to get the project going. So let's keep doing this, and this is gonna be super exciting. Thank you guys, appreciate it, and let's create this thing.